Let's take a look at the Shackleton Series from Escape Mail, a shockingly true story of 28 men trapped in Antarctica for 2 years. You travel to 1914 and join Ernest Shackleton's historic crew as you survive the harsh landscapes of Antarctica in this 6-episode interactive puzzle adventure. In the Shackleton series, you'll delve into 6 episodes full of artifacts, maps, and documents, each holding the clues to unravel mysteries. You can check your answers and hints for every step along the way through the companion web app. The Shackleton series is made up of 6 episodes. I have only been sent the first episode to try, but here you can see the promos of what the other episodes and envelopes will look like, although these are prototypes, so they are subject to change. How do you play? There's a 5-step process. First, before you begin, you'll need to get your group together and make sure you have a pen or pencil and scrap paper, and Escape Mail also recommend an internet-connected device for online support. Step 2 of this process is to explore the contents. Everything you need to get started is inside each episode's envelope, including a flow card, which allows you to choose the difficulty level by using the flow card or not. Step 3 is finding clues. You'll start with journal pages and find clues on any maps, schematics, illustrations, and artifacts necessary for solving the puzzles. Step 4 is to solve the mysteries. You'll find solution words and solve the meta puzzle, using all 5 to 7 solution words to complete the episode's meta puzzle, which yields a coherent phrase to conclude that leg of the adventure. And step 5, which I'm not really convinced is part of the how to play, but it is to refill. So this is an additional piece of content that you'll need to buy, or could be included depending on how the Kickstarter campaign goes, is refill and pass the game on. So using the refill kit, you'll need to replace 1 to 3 items from each episode that get marked up in the solving process and pass the game on to others to enjoy. Having been sent episode 1, I've sat down and I've played through episode 1. Admittedly, I did need to use the flow card because some of the puzzles just didn't make any sense. I just couldn't see where I was going. Some were a lot more obvious than others and made a lot more sense in kind of how do I get to that conclusion, whilst others I found myself scratching my head at, and no matter what the flow card said, I just couldn't solve it. I did find that there were quite a few word-based puzzles, and as someone who doesn't really enjoy word-based puzzles, I'm someone that relies heavily on spell checker. These weren't particularly great for me. There was one example I needed to look through words to find the misspellings to be able to work out where I needed to go next. As someone who can't spell very well, that was quite a challenge, and I needed to, once again, rely on the clues. And for me, there was an issue there because I wanted to access the website to get the clues, and the video that it introduces you to the scenario just keeps playing in the background while you're trying to read the hints, the clues to try and get you there. There's this video that goes, "Hey, cousin!" And it's like, I don't care. I've watched this video. Go away. For me, some of the puzzles were quite smart. There was a couple with the animals and there was one with the map that I kind of really enjoyed. Although, again, they all came back to almost a word-based solution and finding words. So in that way, they felt a little bit similar. But then equally, if I look at sort of some of the exit games I've played, they always come back to finding a word or similar. So it's not really a criticism. It's just sort of almost a static nature of these kind of games, that they all seem to resolve around finding a word or a phrase or a combination of words. And it's just sort of, for me, that's a little bit stale in terms of that. And it's sort of what's the next evolution for escape puzzles. And I mention exit games because, there are other games around. There's the exit games, there's the unlock games. And for me, as much as I sort of enjoyed this game, puzzle games aren't particularly my favourite. It was alright, there's a discussion to be had around the price point and what we are kind of saying as a hobby is acceptable. Because so this comes in 6 episodes. There is a monthly subscription, or there is a buy up front, and I think it works out at 115 Canadian dollars, which is about £70. And for that, you're getting 6 episodes that average around 1 to 2 hours. So, somewhere between 6 to 12 hours of gameplay that ultimately it's a job and done. And I guess you can make the same comparison about legacy games. But if I look at other games, say unlock games, you get 3 scenarios in a box, you're paying about £20, and I can pass and play them. I don't need to buy something else to then pass it on. Equally, exit games, they're about £9, £15, depending on where you buy them from. Those are very much once and done sort of thing. So this sits in that sort of exit landscape of play it, done. And for me, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that sort of proposal. However, if you do enjoy these kind of escape room games and you're better at puzzles than me, you might enjoy this. And that's sort of, that's a decision for you to make. You might enjoy it. I personally probably wouldn't go out and buy this, and I probably wouldn't back it because it's not my kind of game. And for me, there are other games that I'd rather spend my money on. But if you enjoy escape room games and, this style of puzzle solving games where you sit down round a table solving puzzles, this game might be for you. And, you might want to check out the Kickstarter.